Guys, there is serious celebration and joy in the camp of Senator Natasha Dragan as the Court of Appeal in Abuja struck out Akpabio's case against her with a fine of 100,000 naira. Although many Nigerians are skeptical about the Court of Appeal's actions, saying that this is an arrangee court action, that Akpabio and his cohorts probably has a higher pending stake that they will still use against Natasha in the future, because Nigerians already believe that the three arms of government, I mean the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, are one and the same. On the other hand, a lot of people feel that these are judicial and political stunts in order to make people think that the judiciary is redeemed. So, guys, in a significant legal development in the unfolding political drama in the Nigerian Senate, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has struck out two motions filed by Senator Akpabio against Senator Natasha. The court also imposed a 100,000 naira cost against Akpabio in favor of Senator Natasha, which signals a firm judicial stance on what many observers see as a politically charged battle. Well, in case you haven't followed up with this sexual harassment case saga, then here is a quick background on what has played out so far. But please, before that, kindly like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share and put on your notification bell to always be among the first to get notified whenever we drop our latest updates on what is happening in our country and beyond. Do not forget to leave your own thoughts on this matter in the comment section below. The rift between Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha began earlier this year after a tense exchange during a plenary session on 20th February 2025.
Come on, see it now. They are fighting me. See, that's you see that.
Please.
Distinguished Chief Whip of the Senate, your point of order is sustained.
Order, please.
Nice to speak from there. That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges.
Asha,
any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without notice. A motion declaring that the content of breach of privilege has been
that allows suspension immediately.
Or refer
surface altercation. The Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition reportedly began disciplinary proceedings against Senator Natasha. But in response, Senator Natasha approached the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking protection from what she termed as an unjust and politically motivated investigation.
This injustice will not be sustained. The pursuit for justice.
Now, on March 10, 2025, Justice Obiorewatu granted an interim injunction, effectively restraining the Senate from taking further disciplinary actions against her. But this ruling did not sit well with the Senate leadership. Then, on March 20th and 25th, Senator Akpabio filed two motions with the Court of Appeal, aiming to challenge the High Court injunction, extend the time allowed to file his appeal, and finally, to seek a stay of execution on the court's decision. However, in a surprising move, Akpabio's legal team later chose to withdraw both motions. Meanwhile, on May 21, 2025, a three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, led by Justice Hababaka, delivered its ruling where she struck out motions, deleted the appeal from the court's docket, and lastly, ordered Akpabio to pay 100,000 naira in legal costs to Senator Natasha Otu-Uduaghan. Now, what this judgment did is that it essentially leaves the original Federal High Court injunction intact, thereby barring the Senate from pursuing disciplinary actions against Senator Natasha, at least for now. So right now, all fingers are crossed as we wait for more unfolding dramas from this sexual harassment case between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio. Like I said before, this matter go really long. Akpabio actually messed with the wrong woman. Meanwhile, leave your thoughts on this matter in the comment section below as we wait for more interesting days ahead.
And data that I've had to deal with.
And can you explain to us what Senate authorities told you about why they were suspending you?
They summed it up to say I was suspended for gross misconduct as against my allegation of sexual harassment. But I believe that I was suspended to silence me from speaking forth, more like punishing me and setting an example so that no other woman would dare speak on such things, especially against powerful men. So they say I was suspended for gross misconduct. And I ask, what exactly amounts to the gross misconduct? Was it because I refused to move my seats? We have, there were videos that popped up whereby the same Senate president in the 8th Assembly years back, he also had a brawl in the chambers because his seat was moved when he was not duly notified.
Right.
And his countenance, there was actually much more. In the Nigerian Senate, we have had senators gone physical on themselves, shouted, insulted, cursed, and even threw items at themselves. They were not suspended. So why me? I think I am just victimized. And that's the bigger picture of how women are treated in politics in Nigeria.
And could I
but
just
let me
ask you,
say this. Let me say this, very important. I am not the first woman to have accused the same man, Senator Akpabio, of sexual harassment. There is a lady in the corporate arena about 3 years ago. Her name is Joy Nonie. She was the MD of NDDC. She actually spoke that she had to slap him when he tried grabbing her in a hotel. So this is not an isolated case. But again, I'm saying this. I would want the courage that I have gotten to speak about this societal vice. I want it to be taken serious because there are a lot of women who are suffering, not just in politics, not just in the corporate arena, but in universities and many places. Women are sexually harassed and there is no safe spaces for us to vent and seek justice.
Okay, thank you for that. And of course, God's will.
I made an allegation of sexual harassment against the President of Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, on the 5th day of March 2025, and the very next day I was suspended for 6 months. I believe my suspension was illegal, it's unjust, and it's just a way of silencing me.
The Nigerian Senate has stated that your suspension is not related to the allegations that you've made of sexual harassment or assault, but due to gross misconduct and unruly behaviour on your part, firmly refuting what they call the deliberate misinformation and false narrative being circulated regarding your 6-month suspension.
Anna, yes, they did mention that I was suspended on accounts of gross misconduct. But can they please provide exactly what the gross misconduct is that amounts for 6 months suspension the day after I submitted a petition? I was suspended because of that petition, not because of any gross misconduct. Let's talk about the gross misconducts that have happened in the Nigerian chambers. I was only told to move, and I refused to move my seat because I deserve to be notified. I deserve to be given a chance to explain why I should retain my seat. But you see, I have seen in that chambers where men fight, where senators throw items at each other, curse each other, shout at each other, you know, but they were not suspended. Why? Because they are men? You know, there's this culture of silence, harassment, and fear, intimidation that is intertwined with our culture, whereby a woman is supposed to sit pretty, to be seen only and not heard. I experienced sexual harassment over the past 1 year in the hands of the Senate President. And this sexual harassment, because I refused to yield to his demands, turned into malice, whereby my rights and privileges as a senator were being deprived. I found the courage to speak up. Yes, the breaking point was that moving me from that seat. Silently, I have had to endure a whole lot.
Are you able to tell us the allegations that you are making against him then?
Things got difficult for me. I was always complaining, I have this motion to pass, he's not letting me. And my husband will actually walk to him because they're friends. My wife has a very important bill. Her constituency needs this. Why don't you give her a chance to speak? And he'll tell me, okay, next time, next time. So he deliberately kept on denying me this. And each time I walk to him alone, he'll tell me, you know what? Right here, I'm the chief presiding officer of the National Assembly. So you have to please me, make me happy to get these privileges. And that happened several times. And because I refused, it developed into malice.
He obviously denies the allegations. You've been speaking out very publicly about this, which presumably alludes to the one-sided part of this debate. Was it wrong for you to broadcast this on television, do you think, to make the allegations that way?
Which other way was I going to make it that would have made my voice heard?